Alright, now I have installed the servo in the bit of the box that I cut out. For the guys of you who were paying attention, you will realize that this is actually a different servo. This is the original. On the servo a while ago, I broke the servo horn. After reassembling it, I tightened the screw down too much. And the I'm not quite sure what you call it, but the size of the bit of plastic where the horn comes on is extremely small, and the hobby shop that I went to didn't have any horns in the particular size. So he did have an old broken Maverick standing around, so he actually sold me that second servo for £5, which is why I've installed that now. Put this back to the side. Alright, the next step is to pop that here back in here. Now off camera I was already trying around. Let's get you back into sight. And I actually found out that the holes here, that one there in particular, wasn't actually in use before, so there's no actual hole in the chassis which matches up to that one. I doubt you're going to be able to see it on camera, but it's about 1 millimeter difference, so I'm going to have to drill a hole about 1 millimeter or 2 over here to be able to sink the screw in on that one from the bottom. I'll do that now and see how it goes. That's the hole done, and what I'm going to do now is countersink it from the other side, just to give it a nice clean edge. I'm not going to sink it quite as deep as the original holes, purely because I actually still want a bit of a plastic between those two. Now we're going to try and get this back in here. I'll try and do it in front of the camera, if not I'll just cut away and carry on talking in the background. Okay, I've lost a screw. Here we go. No, actually I'm not going to be able to do this in time. And there we have it, a newly installed servo. Just have to connect the this one over here, and we'll have fully functioning steering again. Well, I would have if my steering knuckle didn't break. But yeah, it works. I do have two different types of screws. This was a self-tapping screw. This is a 1.5 standard metric thread screw. And that's why the reason for that, the hole on this side didn't actually have a thread, so I needed to use a self-tapping. The next bit of this job is then basically placing the receiver and ESC so that they work. When looking at the receiver, you'll see it's got double-sided tape on it. This was from when, before I took the car apart, I already had it in there, and I actually had the receiver standing up like this over here, which is the spot that I'm going to mount it again once I get to that point. I'm not going to do it properly right now, purely because I am still waiting for a can of Plasti Dip, with which I'm then going to waterproof the receiver and then also the ESC unit. Now the ESC, I wasn't too sure where to place it initially, but I did find that a nice space for it was actually on the battery compartment. If you look here, this little thing hooks into here, and if we pop in a little 1550 Gens Ace LiPo, that fits nicely into here. We can put the lead inside, then clip this in, and then what I had before, what I think I'm going to do again, is basically stick, glue or mount, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but basically get the ESC mounted just opposite the receiver onto this case. Then when changing the battery, it's got sufficient play to move it around. And I can change and move my batteries, and this will just pop back in. I hope you guys have enjoyed that, or at least it was a tiny bit helpful. I will possibly, hopefully, someday, once I get my spare parts, make a video of it running. We'll see how it goes. I still would have to mention, the original buggy body is not going to fit. It's so low, even just the receiver on its own would be too high for me to get down. So what I've actually done, I've ordered the body of the monster truck, which is a decent bit higher. I'll see if I can find a picture online and just post it in the video as well, which is a nice bit higher, which lets me hide these. And as you guys can see, my tires are completely shot. All of this damage was actually, all of this was done using the stock motor and actually drifting the car on moist tarmac. So I've got the monster truck tires, which also fit onto here, and the monster truck body coming in the post hopefully soon, and the steering link over here. And once this is all done, I'll get a video up on how this car runs, and I think you guys should enjoy that.